Hello, Bill Molyneux here for Bill's Wargame World, and it's November 20th, 2023, and we are once again at the Gettysburg Miniature Toy Soldier Shop on Steinway Avenue. And we're going to go inside and see what... Oh my gosh, it's Goober the Traveling Bear. Well, we hear Mr. John has a new diorama set up, and Goober has brought a Horns of the Buffalo game by Bill Molyneux Games. And we are looking at doing some kind of giveaway. Watch the end of the video and find out how you may be able to obtain a free copy of Horns of the Buffalo. But you gotta watch to the end. Let's go inside and see what's new in the shop. Well, here's Mr. John at the Gettysburg Miniature Shop. And what's the diorama today, Mr. John?
Well, Mr. Bill, today we have a 1/72nd scale Horse American Civil War. This is a Battle of Gettysburg scenario where it's a Pickett's charge in reverse, where Meads said, "The heck with that, we're attacking." So here they come.
Wow.
We'll be using home rules, fast and furious, a lot of different commands. Artillery, some cavalry, lots of infantry, lots of fun.
Well, I see you have the Berdan sharpshooters here.
Sharpshooters, Zouaves, Iron Brigade.
And
There's about 700 figures on the board, which is pretty close to an actual size of a Union regiment and possibly a Confederate regiment of about 350 guys or so a piece.
well, I'm going to pause here, get around the Confederate side, but I got to ask you a question. Well, Mr. John, how long does it take you to set up one of these dioramas?
Well, if you have, of course, all the figures ready to go, and you have a work out a scenario so you know where your terrain's going. And this was pretty simple because it was just mostly Emmitsburg Road with the fence line going down, and then a few elevations that I put up to get the artillery a little higher, and some buildings that we spread out. But so fairly simple, an hour or two and you're done. The material that we use is a product called Sphagnum moss. You find it at the garden centers. Comes in a beige color, and I dye it green, but it works really well for flocking. And you can dye it in different colors, so you can have lighter greens, darker greens, and browns for roads, things like
And
that.
where do you buy that again?
That's at a garden center store. It's called Sphagnum moss.
Sphagnum moss. All right. And you don't sell that here. You have to go to the garden store.
That's correct.
Okay. Otherwise, I might have people showing up looking to buy moss from you.
It's okay. We'll help them out.
Well, let's zip over here and hit the other side. And wow, that is one impressive. How long is this table? 12?
Yes, it's 2.5 or 3 foot by 12.
And I'm going to hit the Confederate lines. So, Mr. John, why don't you follow alongside? And so our Confederate lines, they're stagnant, correct?
Yes.
Now, it looks like you have some Airfix artillery pieces here from the old days.
These figures are a mixture of Airfix, Esky, IMEX, Atlantic, everybody who we could
put together. Look at the cavalry regiment here. They are so nicely done. Look at that. Now, the IMEX figures, the owner of IMEX is Bill Molyneux of Brooksville, Florida. And of course, I'm not related to him, but we do know each other. And he's a very nice fella. Well, this diorama looks great.
One last thing to point out, Bill, this building here is not an actual Gettysburg building. but it's a replica of the Mark's Playset tin litho building that came in that set. It's done by a friend of mine, Gary, who does buildings. Anyone interested in custom buildings can contact me, and we'll
Wow.
we'll get them.
It's very, very nice. So the Bliss Farm, let's see,
We'll be in
this general area here. Yeah. Okay. Because it's down from the road a bit, and I did the Bliss Farm video. All right, well, we're going to do a tour of the store next, Mr. John. We're in this room. Is there anything in here I need to point out to our... I mean, everything changes. I haven't been here in almost 2 months.
Yeah, we just added a lot of figures to the showcases. Always trying to straighten them out and make
Look
them
at the
better.
beautiful French, wow. French Marines. That's a beautiful display case for $119. Is that for all 5 figures there?
Yes.
That is a great deal. If you're a French Indian War reenactor and you need a display figure set for your bookcase, this is a place to come.
I'll also, Bill, before I forget, there's going to be a W. Britton's. Ken Olson and Erica Olson are going to be doing a symposium here in Gettysburg on August 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, 2024. It's going to be great. They do a fantastic job. Also, there's going to be 2 toy soldier shows here in Gettysburg in 2024. You'll have to look up to get the dates. I don't think they've been published yet, but mostly will be in early May or late April, and again in August.
All right. I'm going to turn off the camera here and get prepared to look at the wonderful items you carry in your shop. Okay, everyone, we're going to go back into the diorama room last, but this room here, Mr. John went to get his coffee, and this is one of the big pegboards you see, and I really need to point this out. Mr. John was just showing me the new BMC figures are out. These are the Mark's figures recasts, and over here are classic toy soldiers recasts. So the Japanese infantry, look at that. Those are, I think, the classic toy soldier Japanese infantry. German assault troops. Well, that's really cool. I might get a bag of those. Mr. John has Shermans and Tigers lined up. It looks like he's got a Panther over there and a Panzer IV. Alright, I'm going to go slow on this peg wall because so many people get upset with me that I go too fast. And we'll close in a little bit. So the pegboard here is just full of new 54mm figures, and it's really neat to see how the 54mm plastics are really making a comeback. I see so many videos of the, so it's really nice to see this. All right, everyone, we're gonna hit the store a little bit more. Well, there's Horns of the Buffalo sitting right by our cash register. And Mr. John, he's always getting new stuff and things that are brought in from people that they want to trade for product. And look at this castle. Now on the backboard we have, of course, the playset boxes and Fighter Bomber, the game of Mustangs and Messerschmitts. Oh my gosh, it's another Bill Molyneux game, Horns of the Buffalo, my new Anglo-Zulu war game. Mr. John's shop, by the way, is one of the few retail stores that sells my games. So he's sort of the exclusive person, other than Steve of Age of Glory, and of course, Blue Panther Printing. Alright, here we have IMAX again, the Bill Molyneux from Brooksville, Florida, Bill Molyneux. I've had several people ask me, and Kim Meads' More Gaming group, about looking at these many board games. Now, I just don't really have the time or energy to go through Ziploc games. But let me tell you, there's a ton of them here. I gotta pause the camera to stand back up. Okay, everyone, I'm back up on my feet. It's terrible getting old. Now, as you can see, there's all kinds of cool stuff here. Mr. John's carrying a lot of fantasy also. So it's just not 54 and 1/72 plastic. And this is the neat stuff he gets from people bringing things they want to get rid of. He's got Alamo play sets. He's got Star Wars stuff. It's like, Christmas time is coming. This is where you need to send your wife or girlfriend shopping for you. Or your husband if you're a female wargamer out there. And there's many girls out there, women there wargaming too. We got books galore. Now I gotta pause the camera and hit the display case behind me first. Well, look at the flags on these figures anymore. Just incredible. Artillery batteries. The monitor, a double-turreted monitor. So, I can't do justice of this shop. I don't think, look at all the Perry miniatures Mr. John has. There's the Anglo-Zulu War, Zouaves. I mean, the variety is incredible. Victrix. Alright, let's go around. Let's follow me around the other side. Wow. Now there's a Navarone up there. Mr. John's rearranged his shop. And he's got a couple Navarones here. Not for sale though, for display only. You never know what he might have if you come in. He may have one in the back room someday. This is a wall case, and it's just stunning of the figures. All right. Let's go along this wall. And look at the amount. These are really neat. Well, World of Tanks miniature game. A Centurion, a Moss, a T-29, and an IS-3. Very cool. Got some bolt action figures. Bolt action Puma, Tiger. Wow, look at all the Flames of War. Oh my gosh, it's Goober the Traveling Bear. What's he got here? Well, look at this. I'm very happy and honored that Mr. John carries all of my games at Blue Panther Prints, my new printer. He carries the Brandywine game, which now has all 3 bonus games. $44.99. I mean, a great deal. Bloody Mohawk, my volume 1, which features the artwork from Fort Ticonderoga. French Indian Volume 2, Savage Wilderness. Artwork from Robert Ambrose, the park ranger at that site. And of course, our Anglo-Zulu War game, Horns of the Buffalo, 12 exciting scenarios. And Kim Meatis and the Board War Game website. Mr. John's got a lot of board games still. You know, I just can't do justice for... I mean, as everyone can see, there's so much product here. it would take me an hour or two just to get everything on video. So you're just getting a snippet. Wow, there's a puma there on 1/32 scale. Sort of need a puma. Alright, we're going to go off back into the diorama room. But I guess I should also mention Mr. John carries paints. And man, he has stuff everywhere. Display cases everywhere. And the one cool thing I find is he's constantly getting new stuff in. It's always different here. Now before I go in the other room, I'm gonna ask Mr. John a couple quick questions. Well, Mr. John, before I go to the next room, do you have a website? If someone lives in Denmark and they want to order something.
Absolutely. Gettysburg Miniatures Soldiers.com. And we don't have everything, of course, on the website, but it's constantly being added to. And if you have any questions, you can email us at gettysburgminiatures@yahoo.com.
All right.
We'll be happy to help you.
And at the end of this video, I'll put your business card on again, too. I know some people have said that's been very helpful.
Good.
All right. Well, the place is packed. I'm going to go in and hit the wargaming room.
Sure.
Now, quite often this room is closed just because it's the wargaming room. Of course, we are hidden here for the diorama. But we'll hit the... look at those Beaujest forts. Those things are stunning. Now, these new display cases. Yep. So a figure there is $30. Very good price. Oh wow, there's a rocket battery back there. See if I can get a close-up. The water cart for Rourke's Drift. Mr. John, you have so much here, I'm hurting my knees trying to get down to get everything in video. Now, we got Britons at $20. The prices here are very good at Mr. John's Miniature Shop. Oh my gosh, we have a B-17 bomber, 1/48 scale. All right, we're going to hit this wall here. Airfix marks, just incredible. Wow, there's a battleground play set. Now, many of these play sets are for display only, so you actually have to email or contact Mr. John. What's for sale? What is it? Mr. John, how do you determine what's for sale in this place?
Everything's for sale in this place, Bill.
Everything is for sale here. All right. Well, I see something I want to get on video. A Geronimo fort. When did you get that in, Mr. John?
Yeah, it's a recent addition. That's complete with all the figures and.
Very nice. Well, I had to hit this wall a little bit. We have 54mm skeletons. Now, I bought a lot of my skeletons here when I was doing that crazy skeleton war. Look at that. There's a cool MPC half track. What's neat about this? This was actually made by General Mills. That's right. General Mills once was the largest toy manufacturer in the world. Now they just make cereal. Now we're going to swing over to Mr. John. Mr. John, your shop is incredible.
Thank you, Bill. Appreciate that. It's always good to hear nice things. One of the things I just found out recently is guys that use paper flags to put on their war game table or miniatures, displays, what have you. If you put a piece of aluminum foil in between the paper and then glue it together, you're able to manipulate the flag into more realistic patterns. So just
wow.
a quick for a thing I recently found out. I didn't invent it, but it works.
It works. All right. A great wargaming tip from Mr. John. And I presume your house is probably has no figures in it, right?
That's correct.
They're all here.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we're gonna end this out with the we're gonna do the business card next. Well, we have decided what we're doing with our free giveaway copy of Horns of the Buffalo. This copy, Mr. John has decided we are going to donate it to the Maryland Veterans Museum in La Plata, Maryland, to help their museum. So this Horns of the Buffalo copy will be going to the museum that I'll be doing a video of next week on Sunday. So Mr. John supports veterans and military museums and regular museums, and so doesn't Goober. So that's what we're going to do with this donation copy. Well, Goober, of course, hopes to be working register today at Mr. John's, but like all other places, he sort of goofs off. So, but I have to get down here to the Gettysburg Miniatures Soldiers, 200 Steinway Avenue, Gettysburg, PA 17325. Now their phone number is 717-338-1800. And there's the email, gettysburgminiatures@yahoo.com. Gettysburg Miniatures Soldiers with the S, it looks like, yep, .com for the website. And of course this castle is for sale, and it is, how old is this castle, Mr. John?
It's from about the 70s, early 70s. It's made by Elasalon from Germany. They've made beautiful 40 millimeter and 70 millimeter.
So is this sort of a hollow plastic material?
Yeah, it's just a lightweight plastic material.
Well, it is really neat. All right, well, I think we're going to close this out with stay safe, be kind, be courteous. Come and visit Mr. John. And any last remarks, Mr. John?
Nope. Thanks for coming in, Bill. Doing a video. Always appreciate it. It's nice to let people see the miniatures.
All right, and it's Thanksgiving week, so have a happy Thanksgiving, everyone, for you that live in America. And Goober says, stay safe, be kind, and be courteous.